Welcome, and welcome to the Dunkers podcast. I'm Mark P., affectionately known as the Hoff down here, and this is live in Abersoch, Wales. And the podcast episode today is called Making Waves with Woods, Safety, Sea Legs and Spaniels. Cold water dunking sounds simple. In, out, shiver, repeat. But it comes with questions. What if I have a weak heart? Can I still breathe? I can't even swim. Smart questions, especially when you remember all we've done and the riskier things we've done on a night out. Luckily, Abersoch Dunkers has its own guardian of the waves, my guest, PhilWoods, or affectionately known as Woods down here. RNLI lifeboat captain, first aider, all-year surfer, spaniel wrangler, and proud husband of Emma, a Dunker co-founder. Oh, and he once studied marine law, then sensibly ignored that and surfed the world instead. That's far better. He's also about to receive a prestigious RNLI Vellum Award for helping save a climber who fell off a cliff. That's the level we're dealing with today. Woods lives and breathes water safety, from running first aid courses to knowing the signs of real danger on a beach. He'll share, hopefully, practical tips for new dunkers and why he still encourages the most reluctant seagoers to take the plunge. So whether you're in a change robe or still dunking your toes, Woods has something to teach us all. Let's dive in. Welcome, Woods, to Dunkers Podcast.
Thank you, Mark.
Now, I know that you're not an 8:15 a.m. dunker. Is there something that you know that you're not telling us?
I've just always worn a wetsuit. Always been in the water, always wearing a wetsuit. I just struggle getting past that kind of waist level in cold water without a wetsuit on.
Really?
As a man, yeah.
Yeah. Well, absolutely. Do you know, I know a good retailer. It's called Abersoch Water Sports. They have neoprene shorts. Did you know that? Yeah. They do work as well.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. I know. I'll let Emma go. That's her thing and always has been.
Yeah.
So I'll take the spaniel for a walk, Nelson, and she'll go for a dunk, and then I'll look after the boys. Simple as that.
Brilliant. Yes, because the boys go to school local. Yeah. So with Emma and the Dunkers, the origin of the Dunkers, obviously that sort of came out of COVID. Did you always know that something like this was going to happen? Is this what Emma's known for?
Yeah, I think she likes to try something new, and that was something new. And with Hattie, obviously, during COVID times, and just after, obviously, they just kept going in the water, found that kind of endorphin rush that you all seem to get after being in the cold water, coming out of the cold water. And it sets them up for the day, makes them feel alive. So, yeah, I think for Emma, that's her thing, definitely.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
She can really relate to that.
Yeah.
And even when she's not paddleboard, even when she is paddleboarding, she goes for a dunk as well, doesn't she?
Yeah, I think it just sets her up for the day. And if she's having, a bit of a tough time with whatever in life, what you all have, that's a reset button for her, definitely.
Yeah. And your reset button?
Surfing. Foiling.
Yeah. Oh, yes, you're a foiler, of course.
Yeah. All those things. Anything in the water, really. Yeah. Anything.
Yeah. So which is easier, surfing or foiling?
I've done surfing longer, so I'd probably find that easier. They each have their drawbacks, I suppose, on the learning curve side of things. I would say surfing's the more simplistic sport than foiling.
Right, okay. Because you were, in fact, I joined you one day when we went over to Mickey's and you were having a look at these surfboards that are driven by a handheld, a propeller under the water on the fin.
Yeah, e-foils, electric foils. So battery in the board. And there's a small propeller at the bottom of the foil, which is underneath the board. And that gives you the speed for the foil to lift,
Right, but not as free-spirited as sticking a surfboard on your car, going to Cadiad and just surfing free.
No, that's like I said, it's simplistic. Wetsuit on, board under your arm. Don't need anything else. Just get in the sea.
Right.
Whether the waves are small, big, whatever, you just get that instant hit like you guys do. It's the reset button, if you like.
Yeah, and so important.
Yeah.
And so you say that you've always been around water. Why is that? Is it just because you grew up down here?
I blame my parents. Living on the Wirral originally, dad's ex-mariner. always had boats, always sailing. Family holidays were Portmadoc to here, from here to Aberdyfi, Newquay, South Wales, Ireland, Isle of Man. So always on the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, wherever water, you could be found as
My dad would always say he couldn't live anywhere where he's not near water. If he's in a city, he's not happy.
Okay.
So his office, when he was working for a shipping company in Liverpool, his office, you could see the Mersey. So he was happy.
Right.
Home, we were next to the beach on the Wirral, happy.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and that, do you know, that's, although Liverpool is a city, that is the great thing a lot of people do enjoy about Liverpool, because all around that coast, that Fylde coast, there's lots and lots of people live there and just full access to the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So you always sort of thought, okay, well, if water's going to be part of my life, you sort of went into lots of different things, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah. But, going back to, school on the Wirral and then on to university, you can imagine my applications for different universities around the country were based on their location to surf spots. So I think you mentioned I did maritime business and law, which is correct, but I applied for 3 different courses at Plymouth University.
Did you? Yeah. And the janitor was the 4th one that you were going to have to go for if you didn't get a maritime.
Exactly that. Yeah, it was Plymouth or nowhere for me. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. Even because Bangor has got a reputation for maritime, hasn't it? Or is that more? It's
marine biology.
Marine biology. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's so. Kate Griffiths is on the lifeboat with us here. She went to Bangor University. She's got a doctorate in marine biology, works for National Resources Wales, but she would sing the praises of Bangor University for their facilities for marine biology.
Yeah. Common water mistakes. I mean, what are the mistakes that people generally overlook when it comes to water, especially the ocean, because the ocean's got a life of its own, obviously.
Yeah, with people, they're either fearful of the ocean because it's unpredictable, or they don't have that fear and they go in thinking everything's going to be okay without checking everything first. I mean, here we've got quite a lot of tidal influences. So, we've got a big tidal stream that runs in and out of here. We've got Bardsey Sound, which is one of the most dangerous stretches of water in the world.
No, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So you might see in one of the pubs around here, and you can see them online actually, these old maps of all the shipwrecks, and you see there's a high concentration, just because in the old days there was a lot of shipping, so Slate out of Portmadoc. Right. We've got the Clanbed Old Quarry here, so granite and things like that. It's a lot of shipping, but to go north, they have to go through Bardsey Sound is the quickest way. It's a real pinch point of tides. So that's tidal. You got weather, obviously. The Llyn Peninsula sticks quite a way out into the sea. Yeah. And we've got a big mountain range next to us. So the weather's quite changeable because of those. They will affect the weather.
Okay.
And people just don't realize how quickly it can change. So that catches a lot of people out, definitely. The weather, tides, and just going out ill-equipped.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, I suppose, cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if they do get in the water, it's amazing how quick the cold gets through to your bones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hypothermia or onset hypothermia that then leads to hypothermia, then leads to severe hypothermia. So kind of 3 stages, if you like.
Okay.
That onset hypothermia is when your body starts shivering.
Right.
And you feel cold.
Right.
You want to wrap up warm, get something on your head. That's your onset hypothermia. That's your body telling you, okay, it's getting cold out.
Right.
I need to try and keep myself warm. So it starts to shiver, muscle spasms.
Okay.
And that's going to generate a little bit of heat, friction.
I was going to say, shivering is supposed to be, it's sort of the norm, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the norm. Yeah, it's when you stop shivering, that's when you should worry. That's hypothermic.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. Right.
I don't know, hypothermia, it's a big subject. It's within first aid. But yeah, getting cold is a big problem. Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to get cold.
No. And another telltale sign, I know it happens to myself and 1 or 2 other donkeys, is Raynaud's.
Yep.
Yeah, that's you know that you got cold when your fingers, and
go white.
And Vanessa, who we all know very well, I think her fingers and her toes go. I'm surprised her legs don't go. She goes absolutely crystal white. It's, and it takes a while to get back again.
Yeah, so that's your body sucking all the blood into the core to try and keep everything working. So your arms and legs, don't really need those to live.
No.
They're handy, obviously.
Yeah, to get out of the water.
Yeah. But all your vital organs are in your torso and then obviously your brain. So your body will just withdraw as much blood as it can into the core. So that is stopping that sort of circulation.
Yeah.
And it's keeping it localized within your torso. So that's why it tends to go white.
Okay.
So it's trying to keep your core warm.
Yeah.
Which are then, where the pump is, that's pumping the blood up to your brain and keeping everything working.
Right. And so if you, this is slightly left field there, if you actually died of the cold, would that mean that the circulation was getting tighter and tighter and tighter, and then your organs gave out?
Yeah, there is lots of, I don't know, scenarios where people have been very cold, fallen into ice lakes.
Okay.
Can't remember the woman's name, a lady doctor in America. And she was under the water for, I think, 30 minutes. I could be wrong. I'd have to research that again. Should have researched it before I came. Anyway, and whenever I do first aid courses, when I'm shadowing other people and listening to then deliver a course, there's one phrase that always comes up, and you're not dead until you're warm and dead.
Oh.
And this goes back to that lady in the lake.
Wow.
She'd been under that long. They actually brought her back with no long-term side effects. So because her body had shut down, so it goes, the last thing to lose the blood will be the brain.
Right.
So the heartbeat could be almost undetectable. But they managed to bring her back, get the heart going again, get the blood pumping, warm her up gradually. And she was right as rain.
Unbelievable.
So, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So it's almost like cryogenics, isn't
Correct,
it?
yeah. So you talk about cryogenics, but that's what they're trying to do, isn't it? They're trying to put the body into that state when it's minimal to keep it going as long as possible. So it's not dying as such, and I don't know how long that can be prolonged for. That's something for scientists to figure out. But there is that shutting down of everything to the point of it just keeping you alive, and you can be brought back from that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So so everybody that goes in the sea, I suppose that would have been handy at the time of Titanic, because so many of them drowned of the cold, didn't they? And with the cold.
Yeah, yeah.
It was
so the breathing will stop. So you won't be taking on any water. You won't be trying to breathe.
No.
But there's enough oxygen in your blood to keep vital organs going for a certain period of time. They talk about the golden hour. Anything after that, it's a bit of a fight after that, because there might be long-term damage.
Okay.
Because the brain's been starved of oxygen for too long.
Right.
But that kind of golden hour area
is, you've got a chance.
Got a good chance, yeah. Very good chance.
Okay. So that's the most dramatic.
Yes.
What would you say? What would you say for the Dunkers who join us at 8:15 in the morning? What are the early telltales that they should look for, Phil?
Well, it's that shivering. That means you're getting cold.
Yeah.
And your extremities. So they call it capillary refill. So if you pinch your nail bed, it should go white, and then it should go back to red within 3 seconds.
Okay.
Hold it for 5, let go, count to 3. If the blood's not coming back, then you're obviously having that capillary retraction. So that core is trying to keep itself warm. So it's not giving blood to your extremities as much as it should do. Right. It's concentrating everything else. So that's another telltale sign. So that white you're talking about with Vanessa and people.
Yeah.
I think, who was it who said, so I think it's a common thing for 1 degree of water temperature is how many minutes you should spend in it. Is that right? Is that what you got from for you guys?
Yeah, it's
for beginners. I'm talking for people starting out doing this cold water dunking. Don't go
that. No. And that's, in fairness, that's what we've sort of, I think that Wim Hof, who has commercialized this whole cold water dunking fad, or phase, or fashion, whatever you call it, he suggests that you don't need to go into cold water for longer than about 2.5 minutes, because you get the benefit of the cold water bang, and it gets into your vagus nerve, and that's all that then goes through your body. But I think we anecdotally we say to people, we'll stay in for a minute. If it's 10 degrees, we stay in 10 minutes. I don't know why. I think probably because we just like chatting. So if you get out at 3 minutes, you miss the gossip.
Well, there's a top tip for you. Don't gossip for too long when you're dipping.
No, I can just tell our listener, the other top tip is I've just squeezed my nail for 5, let it for 3, and it's still gone pink. So we will see the end of this podcast.
Yeah. So I think with regards to, immersion in water. So when you're in the water, cold water could be cold. 16 degrees isn't warm. It's still cold. If you're in it for a long period of time, you will still become hypothermic because your core temperature is around 37-ish, 36 degrees. So if you're submerged in a temperature that's below that, then obviously it's going to have a cooling effect over long periods of time. So I think depending, like you just said, if the water temperature is a certain degrees, then that will dictate how long you're going to spend in that water temperature because the cooling will be quicker if it's colder.
Yeah.
So this time of year, you're hoping that water temperature is a bit warmer so you can stay in longer.
Yeah.
So I think you've got to gauge it on the conditions. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So caution there. What would you say to people who are generally a bit afraid of the water? I mean, there's quite a few people that will go into the swimming baths, for example, but they really are seriously nervous when it gets into the ocean. Is the ocean safer, worse, easier than the baths? Or
I think people are fearful of that deep water. It's almost you get people are claustrophobic. I can't remember what the term is for people who are agoraphobic, open spaces.
Yeah.
And I think that applies to if you, like my kids, for instance, they jump in the sea, they'll spend all day, you've seen them down on the rocks, they'll be there all day in their own depth. They're getting better as they get older, but when they were younger, that moment when they can't see the bottom, they become fearful.
Yeah.
And I think that's the same for a lot of people with the sea. It's that it's just endless in some people's perspective, isn't it? It goes on forever. And that's with the swimming baths, you've got 4 sides.
Yes.
Couple of strokes, you can touch the side. Couple of strokes, you can touch the side. And I think that for some people might be, but don't be afraid of that. Just stay in your depth. I mean, you don't have to go out of your depth to dunk, do you?
No.
You have to get up to your shoulders, keep your head out of the water.
Absolutely.
You can dunk yourself under.
Yeah.
And with your group like yourselves, everyone's looking after each other.
I was going to say, there's always somebody with a mind.
Yeah, so if you've got that fear, don't go on your own. Meet up with like-minded people and have a go.
Okay. And what's about get warming up? I mean, you're obviously a surfer. You surf all over. What are your tips for getting warm? Simple as that.
So pre-preparation.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, for instance, if I'm getting changed and it's February and it's windy, we're at Whistling Sands, blowing a gale, freezing cold, I will make sure my socks are the right way around. I won't just turn them inside out and then throw them in the back of the car as I'm getting changed in a wetsuit.
Right.
Because the surf's good. I want to get in quickly.
Yeah.
Make sure everything's ready for when you get out, toweling robe on or whatever, and you can get your clothes on relatively quickly. If you're fiddling around with stuff for too long, then you've exposed the elements for too long. So
good point.
Plan your
exit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would help.
Yeah.
If I am surfing and now I'm getting on in years, a warm-up doesn't hurt, before you go in.
No.
So don't go in the water already cold.
Good point. Okay, so warm-up stretch?
Yeah, stretches, whatever it may be. I might stretch now for about 5 minutes on the beach.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I might do a bit of running on the spot, run up and down a little bit, get everything. That's more to do because I'm doing something dynamic.
I was going to say, is that because you are doing things dynamic, whereas we're more passive, aren't we?
Yeah, but, if you're already cold before you go in, don't walk down the beach in your t-shirt and shorts in February because you're going to be cold before you get in. But be warm before you go in, have the benefits, come out and get warm again.
Yeah. So it's, as you say, prepare for your exit.
Yeah.
Yeah, big thing that.
Yeah.
And in the sort of just a hint at sort of slight negative things, is there a sort of a basic first aid that we dunkers and dunkers everywhere should be very aware of as far as looking after yourself? And obviously looking after yourself, it's about the exit, it's about not going in when you're cold. What about other people? Is the basic first aid that we should?
You should just if you're in a group and you know people, you should we all do it. We'd recognise someone if something's not right, wouldn't we?
Yeah, we would. Yeah.
Whether it's they've been in, they've come out, and they're not looking right, they've gone quiet. They might have been in too long then. They might have got too cold.
Mm.
So, hypothermia, people can go quite quiet and they might not see themselves. It's a tricky one, first aid, because you can go quite in-depth with first aid. I know people say basic first aid, and you mentioned we will be doing course. We'll be doing course, and there'll be a 1 day or 2 day course. And within the marine environment, hypothermia is a big thing, and in any first aid scenario now, whether it's in the water or on land, warm is a key factor.
Okay.
that if someone's sat on the ground,
right,
and they're not insulated from the ground, that's like a big
magnet, almost a cold magnet, isn't it?
It'll just suck the heat out of you.
Yeah, yeah.
So if someone is cold, and I mentioned before hypothermia rather than onset hypothermia, if they're there and they've been shivering and then they stop shivering, and you've not been insulating them, that means they're hypothermic. The body goes into that second stage where you won't shiver anymore.
Okay.
And you'll almost feel like that really warm feeling, like, oh,
yeah,
I'm okay. There's like stories of guys on Everest who'll start stripping off.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And that's that hypothermic mode. So if you can keep people insulated, don't try and warm anyone too quickly as well. It's a gradual warm. If you think they're hypothermic, don't try and put them in a hot bath, hot shower. Hot drink is okay. I just wrap them up with loads of layers.
I was going to say layers. This sounds
layers
like
on layers on layers.
Yeah.
And insulate them from the ground. If they're sat on something, get something underneath them, whether it's your other change robe or whatever you've got, stick loads of stuff underneath them to insulate them as much as possible.
Yeah.
Hypothermic can cause other health issues.
Sure.
Can affect the heart quite a lot. You can put your heart into shock. So it might go into, I don't want to get into all this really, but
well, I think you've given us a really good picture, and it starts with everybody being aware of everybody else, because it does affect people, and you don't have to be skinny as a rake or really fleshy and barrely, because at all you can whoever you are and whatever your size, you can get cold. Yeah. It's as simple as that. Isn't it?
People are affected by the cold in different ways.
Yeah.
Some people will just not get affected by it at all. Other people really feel it.
Right.
So people will gauge it themselves. They feel really cold. They'll wrap themselves up, etc. And you'll see people standing there chatting in the swimsuit for ages.
Yeah.
Because they don't feel the cold as much.
No.
So everyone's got their own kind of level, I guess.
We've got a pal, Julian. It's exactly that. Yeah. How the hell? I think we all look at him. There can be sort of 20 sets of eyes thinking, how on earth is he still warm?
Yeah.
But it's just, as he says, what does he say to me? He says, Mark, don't worry. He says, I've got a bit more timber on than you, so I can manage. But he just doesn't seem to get cold.
No,
so,
no extra central heating, that boy.
So... not that we'd let him know anyway. So is surfing more dangerous as far as the cold to dunking? Because dunking's a very in-out, isn't it? As I said at the very beginning, surfing, you seem to be in the water a long time.
Yeah, but we're really well insulated.
Okay, this is these like 5 mil hoodies, the full bit.
So you guys will advocate the gloves and boots, won't you?
Yeah.
That's a biggie, and that's your extremities. So they get cold first.
Yeah,
and you get that real pain as everything starts to warm back up when it's been really cold.
Yeah,
the pins and needles, the tingling. It's like a pain that won't go almost.
Yeah.
It takes a few minutes before that circulation comes out.
Just a few. Hence the reason we walk up the beach.
Yeah. Get everything moving again. Yeah, warming back up.
Yeah.
Great. But because we're sat there almost, not moving, waiting for the next wave, waiting for the best wave, you need to be insulated because you're sat in the water again.
Right.
We're at that below double figures, so 8-9 degrees, maybe less, depending on the time of year.
Yeah.
And we want to be in for a couple of hours.
Right.
We want to surf, so we need to be insulated.
Right.
If you're moving all the time, it's not so bad. When you sat at the back chatting, like you do dunking and talking about this, that, and the other, you need to be insulated. So hood.
Yeah.
So that helps regulate your temperature. Extremities, boots and gloves, and then a thick wetsuit.
Right.
Wetsuits have got a lot better because, I remember when I first started, a thick wetsuit meant you couldn't move.
I was a bit like, straight jacket.
As technology's gone on, they're a lot more flexible now.
Right.
So you don't feel like you're as constricted. So it's become more enjoyable.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the companies within that industry have recognized that the cold water surfing is probably bigger than the warm water surfing.
Okay.
There's a lot of people going to different frontiers to try and find new spots.
Sure.
So you think around kind of the west coast of Canada, where it's all, remote islands. There's people there surfing all these weird places, followed by seals and orcas and all sorts.
And ice.
Jesus. Yeah. Northern Russia, the Scandinavian nations,
really?
Surfing's huge there now as well.
Wow.
They do get surf.
Yeah.
And for us, Northern Scotland's got some of the best breaks in Europe.
Has it?
Yeah.
Because
So-
we always used to, as a nation, default down to Cornwall,
Yeah,
didn't we?
yeah.
Yeah. But now it's northward bound.
Yeah. And the east coast of the UK, Yorkshire, again.
Okay.
Water's not as pretty as here. It's consistently brown.
Yeah.
You can't see
Right.
a metre or a foot below the surface. But again, loads of surf there, and it's all cold water.
Yeah. Yeah.
Always makes us laugh. We've been there surfing, and we'll be in thick wetsuits, and the locals will be in thin wetsuits in the summer.
Yeah.
And they're just used to it.
Because they're hard.
Yeah, because they're well hard.
Yeah. Yeah. So where's the best place you've ever surfed?
Oh, Indonesia.
Really?
Yeah.
But you didn't need a 5 mil there, did you?
Nope. Well, yeah. I mean, there's another story about different people's temperatures in water.
Right.
Be sat out the back. So out the back of the breaking waves, waiting for the next big set, sat next to an Australian.
Okay.
And we've been out there for a couple of weeks, and he's there just giving a little bit of a shiver, and he's got like a wetsuit top on, his hat on and stuff. And he's like, a bit chilly this morning, isn't it? I'm like, you're joking. You don't know what cold is. And again, you talk about different people's perspective of cold water. But yeah, he's found the early mornings a bit chilly for him.
Yeah.
But he was from kind of the Gold Coast, so used to board shorts all year round.
Yeah. I know Ryan, who lives in Sydney, my son, he says that the average is sort of 25, 26 in there. And that's not as warm as the Gold Coast, obviously. No. So, but Indonesia was your best spot. Yeah,
it's just variety of waves. You kind of get that back to basics feeling. You get a lot of bang for your buck.
Yeah.
It's a cheap place to go.
Right.
Exchange rates and stuff. But it's board shorts. It's sunny most days. You do get the odd bit of torrential rain. But the variety of surf and the quality of the surf is amazing.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah. And South Africa? Because I believe that they have some big waves there.
Yeah. I'm just not a fan of big sharks.
Oh. Oh, well, look, there's livestock everywhere, Woods. Come on, be honest. Yeah, but
I don't know. I blame Jaws as a child watching that film.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, put me off. Sharks.
Yeah. Didn't give you a lot of confidence.
It didn't stop me going in the water, but we've been to certain places, and people always say you get that kind of second sense in your head. There's something else in the water with you.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. South Africa, I've just seen too many people diving in these cages with big sharks. And
yeah. And that must irritate the sharks a lot. If you got all these people coming in cages and you can't get at them.
Yeah.
If you're a natural born hunter, then it gives you mission in life, doesn't it? Yeah.
I've seen one video of a shark getting into one of the cages with someone. But
really?
Yeah, went in over the top.
Oh, clever shark as well.
Yeah, found the hole.
Did it? Yeah. Okay, so obviously there's a lot of education around to make sure that if you do go in water, you go in with the right consciousness about what's going to happen. So just talking education, maritime law degree, what was that? Was you were sort of destined to become or what? What did you do with the maritime law degree? Forgive my ignorance.
So at university studying maritime law, a lot of it was to do with the transport of oil, collisions involving oil transporters, cargo ships. But the downside to it all, there was, when I finished my degree, a friend of mine I did it with, Andrew Winter, who's in shipping as we speak. The prospects at the early stages, you'd end up doing insurance claims for cruise liners for someone like P&O.
Okay.
For someone who might have lost a handbag or a nice watch or something.
Right.
And that's what you'd be dealing with within the shipping firms. And I just didn't. I really enjoyed the law aspect.
Okay.
So, obviously with any sort of law, you have to prove your point. So it wasn't my fault. It wasn't my client's fault. It was your client's fault.
Yeah. Okay.
So why? So you have to then research historical cases that support your case.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed doing all that. And I enjoyed all the IRPCS, so the International Rules of Prevention of Collisions at Sea. All that was really interesting to me. Whose right of way was it?
Right.
When one hit the other.
Yeah.
And I've really enjoyed the law aspect of it, but the prospects after it, I probably should have stuck with it. But hey, the long term, like my friend Andrew Winter's doing very well for himself right now, but he doesn't get to surf very often.
No.
He's stuck in like the Arab Emirates quite a lot.
Okay.
In the middle of the desert.
Yeah.
going from one air conditioning unit to another air conditioning unit. And his only sort of release now is he's into his road biking.
Okay.
So that's him now.
Yeah.
Big into his road biking stuff.
Right.
And I did really enjoy it, and maybe I should have stuck with it. I don't know.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, clearly not, because this is your life.
Yeah.
And, finding the rules behind somebody's loss of a handbag didn't really float your boat, did it? So, where do we go?
That's
from
probably
there?
one extreme of it. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I suppose another thing that is really surprised me when I first got to know you was how involved you seem to be with the RNLI, talking of collisions and safety and rescuing people.
Hopefully not too much collisions with the RNLI. But yeah, I mean, that came from Chaz Myers, who's obviously a long-time resident of Abersoch. I used to work at West Coast Surf as a shop grommet, and Chaz was a partner in the business at that point. And I think he'd just joined, and he said, we're short of crew. Do you fancy that? And this was in my early 20s. Just moved down here, started working at West Coast, then working for O'Shea, and I thought, it'd be good to put something back into the community I'm living in, and my love of the sea and boating and everything else.
Just figured it.
My dad was also involved with the RNLI at Hoylake, where we used to live.
Okay.
So he was a deputy launch authority and helped with a lot of the fundraising there. So that's a big boat there in Hoylake. So I had that kind of little bit of a connection, and it's a great social hub as well.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm absolutely. Have they had an RNLI inflatable here for a long time?
Yeah. And a lifeboat in general for a long time.
Have they?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
The old lifeboat station you see.
Yes. Yeah.
And then after that, a smaller inflatable D class by Owies Boatyard. And then the Atlantic 85, which, do you know Barry McGill? Who used to
do.
Yes.
Yeah. The boatyard. He used to own the boatyard.
The boatyard, yeah. So he was instrumental in the development of the B class, which we have now.
Okay.
So he
literally in the design development.
Yeah, was part of the development. So feedback from him as a time served mariner, and also the tractor as well.
Yeah.
The submersible, well, not submersible, but the tractor that we have now.
Okay.
In his yard, he had two of the prototypes that were built that then were taken on by the producers. But yeah, he had the first one with the propeller on the back and the metal casing with the windows in it, so it could go underwater. Well, not underwater, but through the waves, right? Oh, so
gosh.
There's a long connection here with the RNLI here.
Yeah.
Barry, very interesting guy, and Neil now, his son, obviously.
Yes,
been on the crew a long time, over 30 years, and he's a DLA with us now.
DLA,
Deputy Launch Authority.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah. So you have the LOM, which is the Launch Operations Manager, which is currently Wyn Williams and Martin Turtle, and then you've got below them the Deputy Launch Authorities. So they are the first point of contact from the Coast Guard after they get the first initial report from a first informant or the casualty themselves, and it goes down that chain, and then we get paged. We run to the station. Obviously, don't go over the speed limit ever.
Never.
And get there in time.
Right.
Learn what the incident is. Choose the crew accordingly, and out we go.
Okay. So everybody really sort of turns up and then gets chosen.
Because it's not just the 4 guys on the boat.
No.
You've got to have a tractor driver.
Sure.
You've got to have a head launcher. You've got to have marshals.
Right.
You've got to get the boat ready.
Right.
So there's a lot to go on.
And I suppose the boat's getting ready while you guys are getting kitted up. Yeah.
And then while the boat's out, you've got to reset everything at the station.
Right.
So it's not just all about on the boat. It's about everything to do with launching the boat and recovering the boat.
Okay.
Getting ready for the next service.
Of course.
So as a crew, we have got quite a lot, I suppose, 18 more. Can't remember the exact amount, but over 18 probably. Some new crew, some time served crew. And it's that wealth of experience as well that gets passed down, which is great. And it's good to see what we probably lack, I would say. And probably everyone will hate me for saying this, but younger members of the community joining.
Right.
And
are there age limits? I guess no. There's no upper limit or young.
Yeah. So again, Neil McGill hates this fact, but it used to be 45 would be the cutoff for our boat.
Right.
You'd have to retire.
Right.
And that's because it's an open boat and we go out in rough weather, so it's quite a taxing job. And then extend it to 50, then 55, 60, and on it goes. So it's, I think now it's kind of depending on your health and circumstances. If you want to stay on for longer, you can.
Yeah.
But it used to be you'd be asked to leave at a certain point.
Right.
So yes, there's no age limit. Going back to the question, there's no real age limits within reason. If you're getting close to that age where you should be retiring, with the RNLI look at it and say, you know, it's going to cost us a lot to put you through this training and everything else, then you're going to have to retire in 2 years' time. Maybe a role within the RNLI, a different role would be better for you.
Yeah.
So a launch authority, maybe.
Yes.
Or a shore crew.
Yeah.
Or a tractor driver.
So if you want to be involved, there's no cut-off for that. It's just because the nature of your boat, because it's exposed and rough weather and how fit you are, basically.
Well, I will say I've learned a lot from being on the lifeboat.
Have you?
And that's not just that. Well, it's more so just awareness. And the RNLI teach you all about sea safety. They teach you all about emergency procedures. They teach you all about rough weather handling. All this stuff that enables you to have that confidence to go out in anything. I know that bit of kit and the 3 guys behind me, or I'm sat in the middle, wherever, we can do pretty much anything we want to do within anything, really. I think.
Yeah. You certainly have a go.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You try and stop us, basically.
Yeah. So
they have done in the past. But yeah.
So hopefully, whoever's listening to this might just sort of spark the encouragement or the enthusiasm of somebody younger or a few people younger. To at least,
I think whatever you.
What do they do? Reach out to you as a local officer or RNLI generally? Yeah,
we practice every Thursday.
Okay.
So the boat will go out most Thursdays evenings. We get a test page at 6:30. By 7:00, most people are there. The launch authorities and the operations managers will all be there, and it's just a case of coming down, see what we do, have a chat, and do that a couple of times and see if you like the idea of it, whatever you see, and meet the other people, see if you get on with everyone.
Yep.
And then you kind of then put on a training program. So you start your training program after a few weeks. And then it's about a 12-month process to becoming, hopefully, allowed out on the boat on services, so on actual shouts or just on exercises.
Okay.
There is like a little process, but going back to that, there's not as many young people joining the crew, and I think that's inherent of the situation. That if you do live here, it's quite hard to get full-time work. It's very seasonal work's easy.
Yeah.
And generally, people are now moving away to work. Once they leave school or leave university,
they'll go because the industry and the opportunities aren't here, are they?
But what we are seeing is more people coming back.
Okay.
So they've gone through that career process, and they've got to a point where, and like since COVID time, people work from home. People don't have to go in the office as much, or they have to go in 2 days a week. So they're now looking for.
The workforce is more fluid, isn't it?
Yeah,
absolutely.
So that's why I probably answering my own thing there, where we're probably seeing more sort of older people joining the crew.
Yeah.
Because they've got that sort of work fluidity that they can work from home a bit, go to work, office 2 days a week and wherever. So like Steve Nelson on our crew, we don't know what he does. Spends a lot of time in London.
Steve, if you're listening, they want to know.
And it's normally around the kind of central Parliament area.
Okay.
So I don't know. Very secretive. Disappears off a couple of days.
Okay.
So maybe he's one of those helicopters we see every now and again being brought back and forth. I don't know.
Right.
But he's a classic example where he works away, has to go into London 2 or 3 days, but then he's back here.
Yeah.
So he's on the crew now, has been for a few years. Great added member of the crew, and we're seeing more of that. So it's not. Yeah. Don't let the age thing stop people from coming.
No, they need to reach out. So what happened on this particular shout that you earned such an accolade that you're going to get an award?
Well, we didn't know what we were doing.
Well, doesn't it sound as though, was it somebody that was stuck on a cliff?
Yeah, so Vicky had been climbing all day.
Right.
I try not to labour this story too much. And this was one of her last pictures of the day, which is Llychdoch, I hope I pronounced that correctly, which is just after Porthceriad, before you get round to Killan. It's the last kind of headland there.
Okay.
Before you come front of Killan towards Porthnagel. But they've been climbing. She'd fallen some distance. So 2 of her anchor points, I'm not a big climber, but 2 of her anchor points as she's been climbing. So she's been lead climbing, I believe is the right term. And she'd slipped, fallen, and 2 of her anchor points had given way. She'd swung, she'd hit the rocks at the bottom and landed in a bit of a mess. The climbing partner was with her, then had to climb up to call for help.
Right.
She was conscious and everything else. So we got the call. Coast Guard wouldn't go down or couldn't get down to her because of the loose rocks, which obviously she'd fallen from.
Right.
So if they called us to go down underneath, and that spot, if anyone knows it, is notoriously rough. But for that evening, it was mill pond flat. It was as flat as it gets. No swell, no nothing.
Wow.
If it had been any different, it would have been virtually impossible for us to get in there.
To get in.
We would have got in. We'd have given it a good go.
Yeah, yeah.
We would have got someone on the beach, but getting her off would have been nigh impossible.
Yeah.
So we're lucky in that respect. It was late in the afternoon. You know, it was going back to cold. It was getting cold.
Yeah.
She'd been sat on a rock for a good couple of hours.
Yeah.
So getting cold. But when we got there, she's an emergency doctor. And she basically told us what was going on.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I've fallen, nigh on 40 foot.
Yeah.
I've hit my head.
Yeah.
Broken my leg. It's this leg. I've definitely broken my tib and fib. Can someone just do a C-spine check on me? Because I think I hurt my back on the way down. I was like, okay, fine. I'll just carry on then. You just tell me what I need to do.
What a together lady.
Yeah. So I went on assessed. We had Lee, Sean and Andy with us. Lee and Sean, I then called in for Lee and Sean to come ashore, assessed. We weren't going to get her up through the cliff. Going to be tricky to get on the boat. So we asked for a helicopter. Helicopter came. Same scenario as the Coast Guard. If they, to winch someone down directly above, they're going to be hovering above the cliff. So any loose material with all that downdraft from a big helicopter is going to get thrown onto us below.
Right.
So they refused outright, no matter how much we tried to persuade them. So Andy came up with a genius idea. So he was like, right, well, you go and land on the beach at Porthceriad and I'll come and pick you up in the boat.
Right.
So we stayed on the beach while he did that, came back. Meanwhile, we started packaging her up, getting her moved. We got pain relief on board. We can assess her. And she was able to move herself a little bit. As you say, she was very with it. Paramedic from the helicopter comes over. We get him ashore with our orange basket stretcher. He has a vacuum splint for her leg, gives her a bit more pain relief. We get her in the stretcher. And again, Andy, thinking on his feet, as you do with the lifeboat, you have to most of the time, deflates half the boat. So it's an option in our boat. We can deflate it so it's easier to get
in. Okay, yeah.
Because to get out to the boat, we were probably chest deep water to neck deep water at that point because the boat couldn't come in because the big boulders, size of cars, 1 minute you're knee deep, next minute you're above your head. So we managed to get her up onto the boat and then back to the beach, off the boat, into the helicopter, off to the hospital. Yeah.
Wow.
And that took a few hours to do that.
It must, yeah.
It was a long evening.
Yeah.
And
was she conscious by the time she got to the helicopter?
Oh, yeah. Fully conscious the whole time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she said afterwards, amazing lady, sent us pictures and updates on her recovery.
Right.
She sent us the video of the scan that she's receiving it from the doctor in Stokes. They got to Bangor and realised she needs specialist care. So flew her then to
Was
Stoke.
this because of her spine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's spinal. So Stoke is the trauma centre for the Northwest.
Right.
So sent her there. And yeah, she fractured her neck, fractured her back. They didn't do too much with her neck. They just put her in a neck brace. They operated on her spine, put rods and screws in her spine to fuse that back together, rods through her leg to fuse that back together. Yeah, she was told if that injury in her neck or had gone, either way by millimeters,
she'd been paralysed.
She'd been paralysed and she could have severed one of her arteries and died.
Wow.
It would have been game over.
What a lucky lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that for us as a crew, we said this afterwards, once we learned of the actual extent of her injuries, we were just like, well, the amount of movement we had put her through, although it was very cautious and very calculated, it was still one wrong move and God knows what could have happened. So again, very lucky. As Andy said, Gumby, he said, you should go and buy a lottery ticket.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You'd be very lucky. Yeah.
Yeah, we could still do so now. There's 208 million to be won, something, isn't there?
Don't worry, I've got a ticket. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I'll share.
Yeah, no, and more power to you. That was That's an awesome rescue. But I guess that's what the RNLI do. I think the great thing about living in Abersoch is the fact that so many people are genuinely committed to making sure that the funds for RNLI are forever there. Wherever they can, because it's a completely voluntary organisation, isn't it? Yeah. It's
so no one on our station is paid. I say no one. We've got to mention Vic, our station mechanic.
Oh, right.
He gets a little bit of money. But he's full time. He's part-time employed. He has to make sure everything works for us.
Yeah.
So there is an element. There's some members of certain crews around the country that will be paid or full paid.
Right.
But I have to say, for the fundraisers, an amazing group of people for us,
aren't they?
You talk about your dunking, but we did. They organised the New Year's Day dip, which was originally thought of by Clive, who's no longer with us. But that is a big fundraiser. And if you were to speak to anyone, I think from the northwest region of the RNLI about our fundraising committee, it's probably up there with the best.
Yeah, it must be.
We now got Sue and various other people involved. Too many to mention. From I know you're not allowed to do it anymore. I know bucket shakers, but the people that are there, stood on a street corner, not saying a word for 8 hours of the day, just waiting for someone to put money in that pot, and just everything that goes on in the background, the organisation, the time it must take to organise it, do all the financial side of it, make sure everything's in the right place at the right time, and they just volunteer their time to do it and expect nothing back.
No. Well, they do get a lot back, honestly.
Well, I'm sure personally they do.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, and they love to do it.
Yeah,
I do. But as a volunteer group, amazing what they do. Amazing. And again, if anyone needs to get involved with that, you come down the station, we can put you in touch with that group of people.
Or I would say so too can the Dunkers. There's quite a few Dunkers that are there. I know Nigel and Morag are there every Wednesday. And there's quite a lot of Dunkers, and the girls even have an RNLI bash once a year, which is at the Potted.
Yeah,
and that's coming up fairly soon.
It is, ladies' lunch.
Ladies' lunch. That's right. Yeah. So, and what do we gentlemen do? We go across the road to the hub, don't we?
To the hub for a pint.
Yeah, you got to show willing. You got to show willing. So, just finally, drones and filming. You're a droner as well, aren't you? A flyer.
Well, I do play around with a drone a little bit.
Yeah. You've got some amazing. I am not blowing smoke, but I've seen some amazing footage of some of the stuff that you've taken.
All by accident, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean that shot of Vanessa made me laugh from that swim the Dunkers did from the islands back in.
Yeah,
an amazing feat. But I was literally playing around. I saw something in the water and I thought, what's that? And it was a big barrel jellyfish. Kind of zoomed in on it, and then I don't know if anyone's seen it, but then Vanessa sort of swims in, spots it, takes a little bit of a course correction, and then goes around it. Yeah. But I mean, it's such a beautiful spot to live in, and that aerial. I think when you come to Abersoch, you forget the lay of the land almost, how close everything actually is. When people talk about a go up to Killan, that's a trip up to there. But when you look at it from the air and you see how close we are to Porthnigel, Hell's Mouth, it's only just across the way.
It is.
It's a little spit of land. It's nothing.
Absolutely.
We always joke if it broke through, the sea broke through at Hell's Mouth, Porthnigel, all the way through to Llangian, to the river Soch.
Yeah.
We'd become an island in Abersoch.
Yeah.
We could become our own little, what do you call it, principality. Tax haven.
Absolutely, the tax haven. Well,
I do enjoy the other aspects it gives you, the views of the area, especially looking back towards the mountains. I mean, your view here today is amazing of the islands. And I think it just gives you a different perspective of the area, definitely.
Yeah, it does.
We
are very lucky, aren't we?
Yeah.
And to capture that on, as I say, with the drone, that particular picture that you're mentioning, I'll because your good lady wife helps do the social media for the Dunkers podcast, so I'll ask her if she can actually put that on as an attachment, because the sea is absolutely turquoise. It's beautiful, and you would just never think that.
Yeah. I don't want to put anyone off going in the water, but we were out on the water last night on the boat with the kids. First nice day we've had for a little while. Flat calm, gin clear water. The amount of jellyfish at the moment is
Well, this morning we were swimming in them to the degree that as you were swimming, because it was an easterly, it was bringing it in, and they were just like
Jellyfish
everywhere.
soup.
So the girl made me laugh. The girls, there was only about 9 or 11 of us this morning, but most of the girls just sort of got together in a group as if that's going to protect it.
Safety in numbers.
Yeah.
Just don't be on the outside of the circle. That's all.
Exactly that. Yeah, the circle wasn't quite big enough to protect them all. Well, okay, so Woods, I'm just going to ask you a couple of extra things. The first thing is, if there was anybody, dead or alive, who you'd like to surf or dunk with, who would it be?
That's a tricky one. I guess one of my surfing idols growing up, which is probably there's several. I'd probably say Luke Egan, who was an Australian professional surfer. But he was, when I used to watch all the videos, to get yourself psyched to go surfing, you'd watch a surf video. VHS, we're talking now.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I've been to showing my age. But yeah, and we'd watch him on repeat, get psyched up, and then go surfing. Right. And it didn't matter whether it was, onshore chop, virtually no waves. We'd still go in the water because we're just so psyched to get in and surf. So yeah, I'd say Luke Egan. Yeah.
Okay. And the question that was left for you by the last person who joined Abersoch Dunkers or the Dunkers podcast is that if you've got 3 minutes to live, what would you do?
Oh.
Pass?
Yeah. I'm just going to make myself cry in a minute if I do that. Give all my kids a hug.
Good. That's great. No, that's. Thank you for that. And I'm sorry if it was a bit interrogative, but I was asked to ask, and it's a great answer.
It's weird. I get emotional about the weirdest things, but yeah, and not the weirdest things. Don't get me wrong. No, but I get unemotional about the weirdest things, but yeah, I give my close family all a hug before I went.
I'll say once again, many thanks indeed for being with us, and I'll take your question off air, and may the Dunker spirit go with you.
Thank you.